Niccolo Machiavelli was an Italian diplomat, political philosopher, and writer of the Renaissance, born in 1469 in Florence. He is often called the father of modern political science because he studied politics as it really works, not as people wish it would work. Machiavelli lived during a turbulent time in Italian history. Italy was not yet a unified country. Instead, it was divided into city-states like Florence, Venice, and Milan, constantly competing for power. Foreign powers such as France and Spain frequently invaded. This unstable environment deeply shaped his thinking about leadership, power, and survival. In 1498, after the powerful preacher Girolamo Savonarola was executed, Machiavelli was appointed as a senior official in the Florentine Republic. He worked as a diplomat and traveled to important courts across Europe. During these missions, he met influential figures, including Cesare Borgia, whose bold and strategic leadership impressed him. Machiavelli carefully observed how rulers gained, maintained, and sometimes lost power. These real-world experiences became the foundation of his later writings. However, his political career did not last forever. In 1512, the powerful Medici family returned to power in Florence. Machiavelli was removed from office, accused of conspiracy, imprisoned, and even tortured. After his release, he was forced into political exile at his small farm outside Florence. It was during this period of hardship that he wrote his most famous work, The Prince. In this short but powerful book, Machiavelli advised rulers on how to acquire and maintain political power. He argued that a successful leader must sometimes act immorally, using deception, manipulation, or even cruelty, if it is necessary to secure the state. One of his most famous ideas is that it is safer for a ruler to be feared than loved, if he cannot be both. Because of this, the term Machiavellian later came to mean cunning, strategic, and sometimes ruthless behavior.
But Machiavelli was more than just the author of The Prince. He also wrote discourses on Livy, where he discussed republican government and praised citizen participation and civic virtue. Unlike The Prince, which focuses on strong rulers, the discourses show his admiration for republics and shared political power. This reveals a more complex thinker than many people assume. In addition to political philosophy, Machiavelli wrote plays, poetry, and historical works. His comedy Mandragola is still performed today and demonstrates his sharp understanding of human nature and social behavior. He also wrote The Art of War, discussing military organization and arguing that a strong citizen army is better than mercenaries. As for his lifestyle, Machiavelli was not a wealthy nobleman but a middle-class citizen. In exile, he lived modestly. In a famous letter to his friend Francesco Vettori, he described his daily routine. During the day, he worked on his farm and socialized in local taverns. At night, he would put on formal clothes and enter the courts of ancient men by reading classical authors like Livy and Tacitus. This image shows his deep love for learning and intellectual life despite his political disappointment. Machiavelli did not conduct research in the modern scientific sense, but his method was highly analytical. He studied history carefully, especially ancient Rome, and compared it with the political events of his own time. He based his theories on observation, experience, and historical examples rather than religious or moral ideals. This practical and realistic approach was revolutionary for his era. Niccolo Machiavelli died in 1527, the same year the Medici were again expelled from Florence. Although he died without regaining major political power, his influence has been enormous. His ideas continue to shape discussions about politics, leadership, ethics, and human nature. Whether admired as a realist or criticized as cynical, Machiavelli remains one of the most important and debated political thinkers in history.